did go knight e4 because, as I mentioned, there really isn't very much choice again instead of knight e4, but did not play c5 because c5 does more or less completely force you to play the kinds of positions that we were describing. So he goes c6 here, e3 castles.
So
this
how does
exists.
that? Yeah, okay.
This exists, and it's not horrible at all, but it's not supposed to be as comfortably equalizing, you know.
But yeah, it looks
Queen b3
playable
on the
to me.
board in the meantime. And chat tells us that Magnus is following his own game against Nakamura from Bill 2012, which is, once again, yeah, more Grunfeld's dead.
To get the game, simply.
Yeah. And this is what I sort of expected, just some kind of Queen a5. And then you go for this plan of knight d7. And then if you really have a lot of time, you would maybe even like to play b5, knight b6, bishop b6 to really get a grip on the c4 square. But you normally don't get this much time, so you play knight b6, bishop b6. And another thing that white needs to pay attention to is you would like to preserve the bishop pair, but then you might have to sacrifice on c3, which is probably not something that Vincent would. And on the subject of avoiding all of those knight jumps, Vincent starts with bishop g5, which I like quite a lot, because attacking the pawn on e7 when the queen ventures away from d8 is a very, very standard thing, which is extremely annoying in all kinds of Grunfeld positions. And Magnus now has to be very careful, because you can very, very easily drift into positions you will hate quite a bit.
Fantastic.
Very
nice Grunfeld.
Yeah, just a very nice Grunfeld. So he did play b5, he did play rook e8, as we were sort of expecting, and knight b6. I'm not sure how I feel about the move e4 here. But I also don't know what else to do, because we're not in time to play a4, as far as I can see. And then, yeah, it's unclear where our pieces are supposed to go. But I don't know if bishop d7 is a mistake. Bishop d7 also looks very playable. Like rook ac1, and then, I don't know, knight a4, or queen a4, or just a waiting move, or even e6 maybe in some positions.
And bishop g4 is played.
Bishop g4 played very quickly, yeah. No, I thought it was a decent idea.
Bishop d2 played by Vincent Keymer, some prophylactic move. Okay.
But now I'm curious, maybe even the immediate e6 is quite strong. Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very, very nice position for Magnus.
Yeah. Triple world champion, Magnus Carlsen.
I think he's doing really well. I think this is a dream Grunfeld by this point, like an absolute dream Grunfeld. You generally, like, there's this really quirky line in that I think Ruslan Ponomarev maybe was one of the earliest people who did this. There's this line, I think this is the move order, right? Where basically at least one of the ways to play it would be to castle, play d5, queen d6, and then after knight f3, the idea is to play bishop g4, let's say bishop e2, knight d7, and very often you are actually trying to do this, and then b5, knight c5, and then e6. But what Magnus is getting in the game is like this, but on steroids, like very, very, very far advanced in terms of tempi, because white is not going to get anything going on the king side. Like, eventually, I guess you have to take on e6. We take with the rook, I suppose. And we want to play knight a4. We want to play rook e8. There's already, we dealt with the pawn pair in the center, which is never going to move forward. There is actually pressure against the e4 pawn. There's always pressure against the c3 pawn. Yeah, this is going to go quite poorly, I think, for Vincent.
Yeah, and it can be as well very fast.
Should be possible to find a move. Yeah.
So he took on e6, obviously.
Yeah, what else can you do?
To play rook d8
or rook d8 or rook d3 as well. Yeah.
Rook d8, rook d3, maybe a rook d6. I didn't see rook d3.
Yeah.
It looks for sure. So good for black. But yeah, so knight d4, bishop e2, rook e6 is played. Knight d4 will be played. I think
you have to play knight d4. I think
bishop e2, knight e2, and now you have to be precise here.
You have to stop knight d4 from coming back. Yeah, you have a threat. I will respect your threat. Knight d4, I will just put it back, and then I will play queen a4.
Okay,
and I will win this endgame.
Yeah. What can I say? This is well played.
This is nice.
This is nice.
You have a threat. It's a legitimate threat. I will treat it with the respect it deserves.
This is knight on d5.
Kind of aimed his knight at the d3 square straight away, and once it's there, you can even in some cases just sacrifice an exchange for this guy. Like some line. I mean, understand that this is just a very sample type line with like something like this. And next move, I will just take on d5. And then it will be impossible to stop the invasion along the e file. I mean, f5 also wins. You don't have to. You can play f5 here and win like this. Even if, let's say, the knight on d5 demands an exchange sacrifice here, is still much, much better. In the position after knight d5, he played queen c6 instead of queen b7, and after bishop g5, he just took on e4, undermining the knight and allowing this
hanging.
Allowing this, and this should be completely winning for black. I would be saying that even without the engine saying that as well, because this is a massive, massive knight which cannot be shifted.
Bishop g5 played by Vincent Keymer. He wants to play bishop d2, I guess.
So what's the cleanest solution? We go before, and after bishop d2, we need to find some kind of a cleanse. I guess you just go rook d8 and you just continue improving.
Exactly.
I'm a little bit surprised he allowed h5. But I guess he just goes maybe he just goes gh, because honestly, I see absolutely no reason not to play h5 here, so that you never even have to have this debate. Because allowing h5 h6 here is a way for the position to become a little bit trickier.
Could
and by the way, he's gone GH, unsurprisingly. GH, bishop c3 on the board.
He made it to the move 40, but
the question is how to win this in the cleanest possible fashion with black.
If you take on e4, e4, c4 is hanging, and
you can do this, but once again, I don't think we won this with black, right?
No. Maybe it's winning, maybe it's not.
But because you're not sure this is winning, despite the fact that we have an extra pawn on the king side.
It's not you are not sure. We are not sure. Magnus might be sure.
Magnus might know.
Magnus he knows such endgames.
I think I know what he wants, and I think this is the right solution. He's gone b3, and it's not the same endgame. The difference being that in this position, I will get my rook to the side, and you will not get your rook behind the pawn. After rook d5, there is no way for you to get the rook to a7, because I always have a4, rook a5.
No, but okay, that's amazing.
And this is just winning.
He knows,
this is just winning.
You just come with the king now,
you just run. You just run towards the b pawn, and the fact that you have a security of an extra h pawn here is always going to be quite useful. Magnus has gone for this, which I assume, just the king comes over to the queen side and the game ends, because you are never really going to be in time to create counterplay on the other side.
He just runs with the king to the queen side, and
well, I mean, you still have to, like, the question is, what do you do in a situation like this, right?
You don't want to give
this has to be the question. You can postpone this decision for a while by playing rook f5 yourself.
But the point is that you give
and asking white to spend some time to even line up this attack on f7. Like, you'll have to play, I'm guessing, f3, king d6, king e3, king c6, king e4. Now, important not to blunder this. This would be a bit of a problem.
But rook g5 is so simple.
But we go rook g5, I guess, and white goes, I guess, back. And now we go king b5, rook f4, and we won so much time that I assume maybe even a4, rook f7, a3 is now winning. I mean, I don't think much changed. I think the good thing for Keymer here is that he managed to prevent Magnus from kind of an easy conversion. And he did it in a kind of a strange way. He played f3, king d6, rook c4. And my question is, why are we not playing king d5 here? I guess king d3, right? So what he's doing now, he gave a check on e5, which I think is a very useful thing in all of these kinds of endgames where...
to make...
it costs you nothing, and it gives white a choice, which is not... I think here it's pretty obvious. I think here nobody ever goes king f2. I think king f2 is a very strange move to choose. But in general, just giving a check like this is pretty much always going to be a good idea, just to, create some uncertainty in the defender's mind.
King d3, and Magnus played the move king e6.
And I guess maybe what he wants is, now with the king on d3, maybe he wants to go rook g5.
Exactly. And pawn g2.
And ask if you want to give up on g2. How do we win this?
At some point, my guess is that we'll have to give the F pawn, no? But
I wouldn't at all be shocked to find out. No, this loses. Yeah, this is
G6,
I mean,
okay,
yeah,
so.
it's an instructive thing to realize, that this wins. Until Magnus decides what he's going to give up to start pushing the A pawn, White has no active plan. So you can switch between running this direction, going rook g5. You can continue switching between those things for as long as you like. But eventually you have to pick a side, yeah.
And king g5 first, I could have played.
Yeah, I still don't know what the threat is if we continue ignoring it, but
no, me too.
Yeah, he's gone rook g5. I don't know what that signifies. Like, we've sort of been there. Does it make it easier for him to run?
What do I know?
Like, I mean, I'm making bad moves. I just want to, like, as a kind of a proof of concept. Vincent G3 Keymer is a kind of a strange decision.
So what
maybe it doesn't really change very much. I don't know. Chat also became very excited about this, but I don't know.
Now
if
it's very easy. According to CC, it's very easy. Rook g5, rook g3.
Against anything, yeah?
Yeah, no, I take. Yeah, I take.
Okay.
H4.
And in the meantime, Parham apparently blundered something horrible and is now losing.
Okay.
This is
after OK1 in the line we saw move 62, OK1, king h5, and rook h1, rook b5.
Yeah, okay. I guess the point is 3 against 0 is actually very easily winning, yeah? Because it provides cover from the checks from behind. I think the difference is, like, we get some kind of a normal f and h, but eventually there will be no checks from the h file.
Exactly.
So the king can hide on h4 or something, yeah?
Which is h4, and
he played h4.
Yeah, this is very logical. King f2 will come, and now rook g5. I'm not sure that after OK1, king h5 is the only winning move. We'll find
here
out.
I think maybe h3 wins as well, because I will be in time to play king h5, king h4.
You can lose on time. That's the last time he gets extra time, except the 30 seconds increment, which he will get till the end of his life. Is playing non-stop. But 15 minutes is the last time. Yeah,
it looks like black is just winning because the king is cut off along the g file and there's a passer on the h file. But it's tremendously important that white cannot establish some kind of a defense from behind here. So yeah, this is close enough for Vincent to continue caring a great deal about the quality of his decisions. So he's doing the right thing in very much continuing to think and continuing to calculate. But I don't think he saves this. I don't think Magnus makes a mistake here.
A8, king h5, king f2, g6. Everything is going according to the plan, according to CC. h3 is next.
Yeah, this is going to be even simpler because the one we were discussing earlier, where the winning plan was to play rook b5 here in this position.
Yeah.
This no longer applies because the pawn gets to h3. And once the pawn gets to h3, we just win by queening that pawn. Like, we play h3, we play rook g2 check, we play king h4, king g3, h2, and so on. And this cannot be stopped. So I think now the win is just extremely straightforward. Rook a5, we play rook g5. Rook goes like anywhere, we play h3. It really is no longer rook a3, but we can still play h3, f4, rook g2 check. It doesn't change anything.
For a little while, I think he will just resign.
I think it's not a mistake here to just call it quits, because obviously I think that, like, everybody knows I think that.
and he did resign. Great game by the world champion Magnus Carlsen.
Very nicely done by Magnus, starting from the decision to play c6 here, to not enter any of the theoretical lines, avoid all of the discussion of the kind of a very, very safe, kind of boring-ish endgames, which you never ever win with black.